Okay, hi, Deb Vallis from the Brantford Garden Club. Today I'm going to show you how to prepare your horticulture to enter a federated flower show. Just give you some highlights on it and what you need to know when you're going to enter a flower show and how you prepare for it. All the exhibits must be fresh. It's all fresh flowers in the horticulture division. They must be grown by the exhibitor, and the plant material must be in its natural state, which means you can't spray it or paint it at all or use plant shine on it. First we have containers. I have 4 containers here, and the containers should all be clear glass. Sometimes they're provided by the committee, and sometimes you bring your own. They shouldn't fight or interfere with the plant material. They should be unobtrusive and plain, definitely clean. So you find your plant material and you cut out in your garden, or and then you cut it, you put it in water, and you leave it in the water for about 6 hours to condition it. Then when you're done with that, you can take the plant material, find an appropriate size vase. If you look at all 4 of these plants, we go from a small plant in a tiny vase to a very large leaf and a larger container. So that proportionately, the container should be in proportion to the plant material. So we have a small one here. This one has some leaves on it. Most of the time you can trim the leaves off, and it gives you a better presentation without the leaves on it. The leaves sometimes wilt or sometimes interfere with the bloom of the flower itself. So that's a small one. What we do with all of them is we wedge them, and the wedging we use is either a piece of celery, or in these I use saran wrap. You wrap the saran wrap around the branch and you wedge it right in there, so it'll stand up, it'll have a good pose to it. So that's the first one. The second one is involved more with grooming. So if you look at this one carefully, it's got dead leaves on it, it's got some bites out of it, and the leaves go below the water line. Only gladiolas are the only flowers that you can have leaves that go below the water line. So when you go to enter it in a flower show, you want to remove all the foliage that goes below the water line. So I'm going to take it off here. Now there's also 2 side shoots on this one. The side shoots we're going to remove too. Anything that's distracting from the head of the flower. And this is a little bit larger container for a little larger flower. I'm going to grab the saran wrap and show you how to put it on. Okay, so this we have just plain saran wrap. We're going to pull off a piece. Now we don't want the flower in the container leaning to one side or the other. We want it stand up straight with a nice pose, so when you look at it, it's looking right back at you. So we take the saran wrap and we wrap it around the plant material. We make sure the stem has a fresh cut on it, wedge it back in, and it gives you a better pose. No leaves below the water line. Perfect. Here's another one that we've already set up, and it's a bit taller, so it has a nice thin container because it's got these lovely thin branches. Wedged also. No debris, no dirt in the water, nice and clean. Washed vases are very important. Larger specimens, like the hosta leaf, require something to keep the containers from falling over. So in this one, we use plain, unobtrusive rocks in the bottom. You can use stones, you can use marbles, but not something that's bright and colorful, because you don't want anything to detract from the color of the flower. Also, the bottom of your stem should never go down into the rocks. It should be visible. So you want to rest it right on top of the rocks. Also wedged with the plastic wrap. So there's our 4th one. And if you notice, the container is much bigger. According to the size of the plant material, you should have your container in something that compares to it. Okay, transporting. When you get your flowers at home and you're going to take them to the flower show, you want them, the flower heads can be protected with rolled up paper or any other way you can find to keep them from breaking on the way. When you're there and you get to the flower show, they have entry cards, usually similar to this. So when you find the plant material that you're going to take with you, you want to fill out an entry card with the proper scientific or botanical name for the plant. That would be a plant with a genus, a specific epithet, and a variety or cultivar. And your committee chairman can always help you with the scientific name of the plant material that you're entering. When people come to the flower show and they say, oh, isn't that a beautiful specimen? They really want to know what it is. And the scientific name will give them that information. So that's what we have for our cut flower material. I did bring one plant with me because plants are entered too. And here it is. This is my plant from home. It is a pothos. So what you want with a plant when you're entering it is a clean pot. You make sure that it's scrubbed clean and not something that's going to overpower your plant material. You want something that's a neutral color and that is in size, as we did plant material and the vases were in size with the plant material. So we do the same thing with a potted plant. We want the potted plant to be in size with its container, and this one is. We also do not want dead leaves. If there's anything in here that's not perfect, we reach in and cut them out and remove them. There's another one over here. We remove them. It actually enhances the look of your plant, and hopefully you get a blue ribbon. So those are a few of my hints for entering horticulture. I hope you enjoyed it. I did, and if there's any questions, you can always call someone from Garden Club that's in horticulture or design, and they'll give you a hand. Thank you so much.